Hey guys, Shadow Bandoms here. Good to see you again. I just woke up and you are on my mind. These brand new tuning updates. You're gonna need to know what's poppin'. Alright, gamers, Blizzard just dropped another round of tuning and this one is spicy. Some specs got some unexpected love, bug fixes, others not so much. Let me break down the biggest winners and the stealth nerfs, stealth fixes, and the changes you need to know before you log in today. All right, check it out. 9th. So for 30th, we've got Shaman. Corrected an issue where Jetstream talent would not remove snare effects from allies who entered your Windrush Totem's area. This is going to be perfect for Mythic Plus and raids, giving you much more boost when it comes to your speed. No more bugs when it comes to your totems. Corrected an issue where the initial healing drop from Stormstream Totem was not affected by Mastery Deep Healing. Are you kidding me? This is why it's important to watch these videos, guys. That is massive. Let me tell you something. The only heal that matters with Stormstream Totem is the first heal. So the first heal not getting your mastery is why you're losing games and dampening with the totem build, with the Storm Totem build. All right, so next we have Farseer corrected an issue where summoned ancestors would not cast Chain Heal when dropping Stormstream Totem. Damn! Another bug fix to Resto Shaman's most powerful hero talent tree. Okay, gotcha. Totemic corrected an issue where the effects of Tidecaller's guard shield imbuement would be lost upon dying or resurrecting. Okay. Not seeing too many Farseer fixes just yet. Um, Now, players can again place non-default flooring, leave their house, and return to find the flooring where they placed it, as expected. I would be pretty mad if somebody moved my floor mat from my house. Warrior, we fixed an issue where Disarm was incorrectly sharing diminishing returns with root effects. That is massive. You know how many mages are in the building right now? You mean to tell me if you get Frost Nova'd, all of a sudden you can't disarm them, or it's only a 1 or 2 second disarm? That is very, very bad. So I'm glad they fixed this. This is a massive buff to arms versus arms counters, arms versus rogues, and arms versus DKs. Very, very important. User interface resolved an issue where action bar items persisted when entering a vehicle. Okay, never ran into that problem myself. DirectX 11 changes. Now, here we're on April 29th, guys. Now, this is very important. We'll start with Evoker, Flame Shaper. Twin Flame will no longer bounce to enemy targets that the Evoker is not in combat with. Okay. Fixed an issue where Titan's Gift and Titan's Wrath will not increase the damage of the final few ticks of Disintegrate for Preservation and Devastation Evokers. That's good if you play Flame Shaper. Pretty sure everybody on Devastation is playing the Drag and Drop bombs. I believe that's the other side. I'm not a Devastation master, but I'm pretty sure they're not playing Flame Shaper, even though it is looking better. Resto Shaman. So you're going to get a 12% damage increase across the board. Now, why are they doing this? Restoration Shamans were intended to gain a 30% damage increase with the release of 12.0.5, but an error resulted in them getting about half that amount. So the 12% increase brings them to the 30% that we saw earlier this week. It looks like the numbers weren't sticking. And this is very important, this secret right here, guys, because this is why Destro Warlock is playing like absolute garbage, because the stats and the computing and the amplification and the scaling is not there. It's not there on some of these classes and specs. It wasn't there for Shaman. It is there now. They're compensating for that damage that was not tuned up. All right, so Affliction Warlocks. This is my spec right here. You fixed an issue where Fatal Echoes would consume a soul shard when activated. Okay, that's actually very important. We don't want Fatal Echoes consuming a soul shard. Okay, because then it's like it's stealing UAs from us, and it's not good because we might need that for a soul burn gate, or we might need that for a soul burn anything, right? Fixed an issue where Unstable Affliction would consume all stacks of shard instability. See, that is horrible. Bro, all stacks of shard instability, that is not good, guy. I'm glad they fixed that. So Affliction Warlocks, us Warlocks, we're looking a lot better. I want to see some changes to Destro, but at least they're coming in for a flick. All right, let's see here. Decker duel. Oh no, we're on arms. Slams from Fever of Battle, which critically strike now trigger mortal wounds. That's actually a very nice quality of life buff. Just so you guys know, Arms Warrior, with the changes coming in, you're basically always going to be able to have mortal wounds up on somebody. They're allowing your abilities to do it more often, giving you much more consistent pressure, by the way. Warrior just keeps getting better and better. Okay, deep wounds applied by execute no longer deal double the damage than intended. Okay, that makes sense because when you start getting to execute range, warriors are starting to chop you up. This was part of it. Double damage more than intended. That's a big oversight right there. Okay, but you're still going to be sitting pretty. Decker duels, the enchanted hourglass, blah blah blah. Fixed a bug, lost animals, blah blah blah. Nothing special here. And April 28th, did we do 28th yet? Fix an issue, nothing here, nothing. Affliction, fix an issue where the Abyssal Immolator 4-piece set bonus would not correctly increase the initial stack of count by 2. That's important. That's very important. Fix an issue where Unstable Affliction applied through Fatal Echoes. Oh, would consume shard. So we're talking about the same shit here. Okay, so we're done. We're done because down here, here's 24th. We've got no new changes since then. We've already gone over this stuff. So yeah, so the biggest thing to take away from these hot fixes for the 30th, guys, and the 29th is the Shamans getting a 12% buff across the board. Resto Shamans, pair that with the 30% buff they got on the 24th, and you are sitting pretty. But I'm seeing damage buffs, but I'm not seeing healer throughput buffs. You guys tell me, do we want to see Resto Shamans with some heals? Or do we want to see them doing bursts like a DPS and everybody's just dead, right? The second one, the disarm, sharing DRs with roots for warriors, that being fixed is massive because you're almost always guaranteed somebody is going to be on root DR, right? So that's really, really good. So we'll take that from this, guys. Looks like they're making some pretty good changes. They're cleaning up the mess, and that's what we'll take away from the newest top fixes.